think swim 生き残るためにたぎった声だと言い聞かせは
So I stumbled upon this beautiful gem of a story that is Vinland Saga, and I just started writing. Today, I want to talk about the way that they portray strength in that show and why is it different, and how those differences makes it for way better storytelling. Also, this not only applies to fiction, but also esports, traditional sports, life in general, and makes for really good conversation. So, enjoy. First, let's talk about the way the concept of strength is usually treated in traditional fiction, using a very basic but goated show. Do you know how in Dragon Ball Z, if someone has a power level of, let's say, 9001, and he is up against someone who has a power level of 20,000, then the person with the higher power level always win, no matter what. The other person wouldn't be a match. This is the most fundamental type of strength, is what we've learned. Basically, if someone is quote-unquote stronger, that individual will win the fight always. That person is the stronger one. I know that this sounds redundant, but actual strength or leveling up, it's not that simple. For example, let's talk about something a little bit more realistic. Let's say you and your buddy Esteban play Smash every so often. You guys play Smash all the time, but you always beat him. You 3-stock him with every character, you punish him hard. He is your son. You pick him up after school. If his mother is busy, you read him bedtime stories before going to bed. The point is that you cannot remember the last time he beat you. But then, he's projected to play in bracket against someone who always beats you. Someone better, stronger than you. I would think the obvious. This guy is gonna beat the out of Esteban. It's gonna be a pounding. But wait! Something happened.
Better up next time, Falco.
Esteban beat the guy. He won. But that doesn't make sense. What's happening? I mean, this guy's way better than you. And Esteban, I mean, doesn't he has to ask you for money every time he wants to buy ice cream on Fridays? He is your absolute offspring, so how did he beat this guy? And granted, maybe Esteban got lucky. Upsets happen all the time. Maybe it was a fluke, or maybe he will beat him again and again and again. The point is that a weird victory triangle just formed, and it shouldn't be possible because you are that much better than Esteban. So instead of ranking your strengths vertically like a tier list, you all beat one guy but lose to the other. So, who's stronger? Thankfully, we have Viking Hisoka right here to answer this question. Super insignificant and minor spoilers for the first season of Vinland Saga ahead. You see, Thorkel is one of, if not the strongest character of this world. He is really powerful, really strong. However, Thorfinn, our protagonist, beats him in a 1v1 duel. So, I guess he's now stronger, right? A couple of episodes later, Thorfinn has another duel against Askeladd, another really strong warrior. So Canute is there and he asks Thorkel, he's like, hey, who do you think is gonna win? And Thorkel says, I think Askeladd is gonna win. I think he's got this one. And we know for a fact that it's not that Thorkel was salty against Thorfinn or anything, because when those two were about to fight, people were mocking Thorfinn for even thinking that he had a chance. And Thorkel made it very clear that he considers Thorfinn to be a worthy opponent. Nevertheless, he just has a hunch that Askeladd is gonna win. Then Canute asks what the audience is wondering. He's like, wait, but Thorfinn beat you though. Does that mean that Askeladd is even better? Even stronger? To what Thorkel replies,
てめえ王子、なめてんな。三人の中でこの俺様が一番弱えとか、ありえねえだろうが。強えの弱えのってな、そんな単純なもんじゃねえのよ。勝ったり負けたり、簡単に順序がつかねえのが面白いんだよ。
I remember when I was watching the show and I was ranking them in my mind and I was like, okay, Thorkel is the strongest one. And Thorfinn, he's grown strong, definitely, but he's not as strong as Askeladd. After all, he hasn't been able to beat him even once. What's interesting to me is that when Thorfinn beat Thorkel, he never once mentions that it was a fluke. We all know how Thorfinn won that battle, but he never mentions that he got blinded for a second. He actually thinks that Thorfinn is capable enough, is strong enough to beat him. The triangle comes back. Thorkel might be the strongest one, and Thorfinn might be the weakest, maybe, but they all can beat each other, because the concept of strength is not as simple as it is often used in fiction. This is why upsets happen all the time, and with good context and strategy, strength goes a lot deeper, and it can make for a much better storyline. When it comes to people who are evenly matched, it's not easy to rank them, because strength, or who is stronger, becomes more complex. Except for Esteban, he's got my last name every day of the week. That guy. I know I mostly talk about gaming, but I have some cool ideas about anime and other stuff that I think apply to everything. So hopefully you like them, and if you haven't watched Vinland Saga, do it. Thank you all for watching and have an awesome day. See ya. Guys, thank you so much for watching until the end. If you enjoyed the content, please consider subscribing, and yeah, have a good one.